Alright, so this is the video to help build your masculine structure, and then to meditate in that. And we're also going to add in how to cultivate the feminine side of that, how to soften your heart, how to allow your environment, allow all the feminine around you to come in and purposefully choose and fulfill and create the energy you're wanting to experience, and move that through your body, eventually giving it to your whole body, your cells, your aura, the room, etc. So, we're going to start with the masculine. We're going to start with building structure. And we're going to build our physical structure first. And so you're going to start by squeezing your legs, your thighs, and your butt just a couple times, bringing some awareness, blood flow there. And then we're going to create space here, so arms up. You're going to breathe in and create all of the space in the midsection. Keep that active, bring the arms down, and then one shoulder at a time, staying engaged. We'll bring it forward, roll it up to the ear, and then straight back, and then release. Same thing on the side, bring it forward, up to the ear, straight back, and then release. So that's helped our lumbar spine, our cervical thoracic spine. And then we'll just tuck our chin straight back a little bit. And just start taking some deep breaths. Close your eyes and just start breathing into your belly. We're going to start to drop into and find the place in us that has always existed. So the place in us that we remember having awareness from when we were 5 years old, when we were 10 years old, when we were 15 years old, in the moment, etc. That there's a commonality that exists there. For me, I find that behind my heart, my teacher behind his head. So just find somewhere in your nervous system where that place exists and start to bring all of your awareness to that place. And eventually with this, you can take another step back of having awareness of yourself, having awareness of this place. So this will be the place you come back to throughout, once you build your structure and meditate in, is on the peace and the calm of resting as awareness. And so we're going to drop in, start breathing into your throat. Starting to see what your throat feels like. And then after a couple breaths, you're going to create a container. For me, I do that as a bubble. And so that bubble expands all around me. It goes out to the sides and front, up and down. Creates a bubble of expression, a structure of expression all around me. Create that however seems natural for you. And breathe into that and feel what it's like to feel with this part of your body. And we'll drop in to our hearts and do the same thing. Take a couple breaths there. And then create a structure with our heart extending it out, putting it out into our environment to feel from our heart. And then drop all the way down to your perineum or pelvic floor. For men, this exists right in between your testicles and your anus. Otherwise, for women, you'll drop down into your womb. We'll do the same thing. Couple breaths, feeling that area. And then create a container. So now keeping some aspect, we're going to kind of separate our awareness here. Some aspect of you aware on your perineum, a little bit on your heart, a little bit on your throat, feeling it all. You'll then bring a bit of awareness back to that place of you that has always existed. Spend as much time as you'd like here experiencing that. Making sure to breathe deeply, connecting to all those places, those 3 spots. And then you can take another step back, having awareness, almost like you're outside the door, feeling yourself in the room, feeling the room, being aware of yourself. yourself, being aware of yourself, being aware of yourself, so to speak. As you're here, then give yourself permission to hold the structure, but for your nervous system to soften with that, to start to relax. And you're building this because this is the structure, we're practicing this is the structure, it's not just a meditation. It ends up being a walking meditation that you're in as often as possible, that you're learning to stay and hold through doubt, through fear, through pain, through fatigue, through wanting to collapse. You're holding this, keeping yourself available, because what it's doing is it's teaching you to have body awareness, perineum, sex, heart, expression, and to walk into any room with your consciousness expanded and your heart coming into that room to feel what is being asked of your body, what is being asked of your love, and what is being asked of your expression to fit the moment. That you, as consciousness, have a gift in that moment, and the more tuned in and in touch with what the environment is feeling like, while being connected to those areas, you'll be able to not choose, to not get in your head, but to naturally respond, to step into what is being requested of you and what is your gift for that moment. So you can rest here as long as you want. And so now for cultivating the feminine, which we need to do both, that it doesn't work to just do the masculine. So we're going to start to bring our awareness back to our heart. And so with this one, it's more about bringing awareness back to breath and of being able to soften around our heart. To be able to find the ways when what we're feeling is a little scary, we want to close, we're uncertain, to just, can I reveal a little bit more? Can I soften a little bit more? Can I allow more love to be in my body and in this moment? Just breathing with that. And then so for the men to cultivate this, you can bring in whatever energy you want, but this is a practice of, like I said, when you're walking into a room open, of learning to actually receive. You're not just penetrating and finding what's needed, you're actually allowing yourself to be fulfilled, your heart to be fulfilled by all of the gifts of the feminine. And so your practice is you'll breathe this in and then bring it down into your pelvic floor. Breathing in, whether it's the beauty of the environment, the feeling, the air, the sound, whatever it is that you're loving in the moment, you're letting yourself be nourished by it, letting yourself be loved by it. And then once you build this up a little bit, you're going to start a microcosmic orbit. And so it's, and on the exhale, move it up the spine. Wrap it around. As you learn to hold this, you can start walking literally through life, pulling it in, circling it, giving it back. Pulling it in, circling it, giving it back. And just keep going and going and going. But eventually, with the giving it back, it's really, we give out of our pelvis. Women pull in, give from their heart. We pull in from the heart, we give from our pelvis. And so that's the practice there for men. Cultivating, like I said, if it's joy, confidence, self-assurance, whatever it is you're wanting to cultivate, just breathing it in, circling through your nervous system and letting your body start to be turned on with it. For the women, so you bring in through your yoni. And so it's an allowing in, it's a receiving of energy, it's a inviting the energy in, allowing it to start to fill into your womb. You're using your breath to fill your womb. You just stay with this and you can start to move your body. You can start to breathe deeper. You can start to make noise. Those are the three things: movement, sound, and breath. The three things that enhance and multiply energy, and that's the gift of the feminine, is to enhance the energy. So you can start with whether it's joy, whether there's pleasure in the moment, whether it's love, happiness, contentment, whatever it is, safety that you're wanting to feel. You're sensing it in your environment and you're allowing it into your being, and then you're storing it, building it, and then once that gets charged enough for you, then give it to your heart. So almost like a fountain, it's filling up your heart space, And then once your heart is full, you start to radiate it to your body, giving it to all of your cells, all of your bones, all of your muscles, all of your ligaments, your thoughts, your emotions. You can start really moving and getting big however you want to move. And then once you feel, your body tingling and alive in the way that you desire, you then start to give it to your aura, radiating it out, front, sides, back, up, down, like the sun. And then you give it to your aura, and then eventually the room, your house, the block, the city, etc. Cultivating and then holding that energy in your body with your channel open. You can also then give it to your throat a little bit, sprout it up from your heart to your throat, and really go with the voice. And just really getting big with it, letting yourself get really big, and then giving it away. Walking around fully turned on in your juiciness, in your aliveness, in your pleasure, and giving that to everyone. And the men, it's the same thing. You bring it into your heart, you feel your body, you're letting yourself become enlivened, holding structure for the feminine, and then you give it away. And so, for the feminine, it feels uncomfortable to build the structure. And so you can give the structure to God, to, the part of you that is masculine, these different things, and focus on the femininity. The men, you hold the structure, but you give yourself the grace and the pleasure and the gift of feeling the aliveness and the feminine that is in you, and learning to love and cherish and honor that. With that, you do that for 10 to 15 minutes or longer. And it's kind of the foundation for the day. It's the foundation for how you move through life and structure. It's the foundation for how you cultivate and channel the energies that you want to live. So I value peace, I value joy, I value self-assuredness, I value whatever it is, and you cultivate those. You're literally the gardener of your own emotional, mental, spiritual experience. So I hope this serves you all immensely. Love you very much.